Hi, I'm Rachel. I garden in Zone 3, Canada. I have a brand new builder grade empty backyard that I'm turning into my dream garden. This video, I'm going to be breaking down how much money I spent doing that this past summer. I'm not going to tell you how much I spent until the very end. So if you have any guesses and you want to help my YouTube algorithm with commenting, comment down below how much you think I spent before I tell you. I tried my very best to be budget conscious. I was on mat leave, and so not bringing in the big dough. And also, I just think that it's important in life to be frugal, especially with gardening. And so, but you don't have to be. If you want to spend your money, go ahead. And so, keep that in mind as I go through these numbers. Elbow grease not included. I went through all my transactions. I went through my credit card transactions and added up all of the garden center visits, all the Canadian Tire trips, all the e-transfers to things. So this list is as accurate as I could be without actually in real time keeping track of how much I spent, because I didn't do that because that sounds really boring. Okay, so first things first, the greenhouse, how much did that cost me? I got that on Facebook Marketplace. I think it was originally probably around $1,000, $1,200, and I got it for $400. Was it worth it? I think so. Maybe. Was it worth it? We'll find out. I didn't pay attention when I was taking it apart, and so when I put it back together, it was a real pain in the butt, and it is a little bit flimsy for how windy it is out here, but it served the purpose for that summer. And also, I bought it in the winter, and so when the summer came around, it felt like it was free. So $400 there. Next up is soil and compost. We got this from a local landscape supply company, and I have a 10% discount because I'm part of the Horticultural Society. We got all of the soil and compost for 3 raised beds and 1 planter, and that was $600. Next up, the wood for the raised beds. That was about $500. I think that this was more cost effective than buying like prefab ones or aluminum ones. That being said, if you prefer the look of aluminum beds, you can find some really affordable ones that probably wouldn't be too far off in terms of cost, but I prefer the look of a raised garden bed that is made of wood. And so that's what we did. Trees. To me, they were free because they were a gift for Mother's Day, but I heard from somebody that they cost $300. Rocks, boulders, focal pieces. How much did they cost me? $0, because I made my husband go out into the back 40 and bring them in by hand. Thanks, Jim. Landscape fabric, we use this for a few different things in between the raised garden beds in the kitchen garden, and then we put it down where our campfire is going to be, and that was $110. Weed suppression, we did not buy Roundup, but we did buy a tiger torch to try and torch all of our weeds, and that cost us $100. The borders, the plastic borders around the garden beds, was $175. Seeds, because I tried to start as many seeds as I possibly could, that cost me $200. I already had my seed starting set up, so if you are brand new to everything, it will cost you a lot more originally, but because I had my setup, I didn't have to buy lights or trays or anything, so it only cost me $200 to start a bunch of seeds and veggies. Next up is the seeds and veggies that I did not start from seed. And this was every single trip to Canadian Tire, to Anything Grows, to the nurseries around. And I went painstakingly through line by line and I added them all up, and it cost me $737 of plants, which isn't too bad, but it's not great. So we're just going to move on from that. The next step is sod. We were quoted $5,000 to sod our entire backyard, and I managed to do it myself for $330. So that is a major win. Grass, on the other hand, it's a different line item, was $400 because we decided to seed our front tiny, like little sliver of a front lawn that we have. We seeded it, and I wanted to make sure that the soil was good and had good drainage. And so I bought a bunch of stuff for it, and it was $400 for probably 25 square feet of grass. Remove the pat from my back there. The next up is bulbs and mulch. That was the last thing I did. Bulbs was $150, and I spent $80 on mulch. All of that combined gets you a whopping total of $4,082. Not including my fence. Our fence, luckily we were able to split with our neighbor, but it is like 100 feet of fence, and it was a $7,000 price tag. Split between two was $3,500 on our end. So all of that together, everything combined, that is a whopping
plus 8 plus
$7,582 spent on the garden this summer. It wasn't cheap. So let me know what you think. Is that a lot? Is that a little? Did I do okay? Did I spend too much money on flowers at Canadian Tire? Drop it down below. I'd love to hear from you. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll be back really soon. Bye.